Hey, Frank Kearney here. I'm a Washington, D.C. Injury lawyer. We help a lot of people stand up to insurance companies, especially if they get hurt on the job. I want to talk to you about a pretty critical workers' compensation issue that we see here in the DMV, and that's light duty. What is light duty? When is it available? What do you have to do if you're on light duty? What if your company doesn't have light duty work after a serious injury? Here's how it works. If you've got a bad injury and you're seeing a doctor, usually a specialist, that doctor may say, well, you can't physically do the job that you were doing at the time you got hurt, but you can do something. Here's some limitations. Here's some restrictions. Things like no lifting over 10 pounds, no overhead lifting or no overhead work if you have a rotator cuff injury, no standing or walking more than 30 minutes if you have a back injury, those types of things. Once the doctor gives you those restrictions or limitations, you have to give them to your employer, to your workers' comp insurance company, and then see if the employer has light duty work available that's within those restrictions. Now, in a lot of industries, there is no light duty, okay? So if you're a union construction worker, for example, in the building trades, if you're an electrician, a plumber, a carpenter, steam fitter, those types of occupations, there really is no light duty. Same with, a lot of healthcare providers. We represent a lot of nurses and doctors. Those are physical, heavy-duty jobs because you got to lift and turn patients and you're running through the hospital and that kind of thing. A lot of times they don't have light duty either. So if that's your situation, you still have to give those light duty restrictions and limitations that your doctor gave you to the employer, to the insurance company. If they don't have light duty, that's fine. They'll continue to pay your workers' compensation benefits to be off of work just until you can go back to work to your regular job. Let's say they do offer light duty. Well, then you take your restrictions to the job to make sure that any light duty job that they have, is consistent with your doctor's restrictions and limitations. You don't want to do something where you can further, hurt yourself or injure yourself, certainly. So you want to make sure that that's within those restrictions. And then let's say they are paying you your regular income, your regular salary that you were getting before you got hurt. That's fine. You'll get that even though you're working light duty. What if they're paying you less though? Well, then you're entitled to benefits based on the difference between what you were making at the time you got hurt and what you're now making on the light duty, okay? Some insurance companies won't tell you that, but you've got to make sure that you, one, keep up with your medical records and disability slips to prove that you can do that you're only on light duty, to prove that you have restrictions and limitations. Two, keep up with your pay stubs that show the wage loss as well. We help a lot of people with that. We have a lot of clients, in this situation where they have restrictions and limitations. They can do light duty or they can't, okay? Those are really the keys to light duty. If your job has it and they offer it, you should go and try it. If they don't, you should continue getting your workers' comp benefits. And it's really important as well, and I've talked about this in a number of videos and really try to educate people. This is in my book as well. Really important to get a job description that you develop. We develop these with our clients to make sure we capture all the physical aspects of that job so you can use that with your doctor so your doctor knows exactly what you do at work and then can modify your restrictions accordingly. All right, those are the basics of light duty. If you have any questions about light duty or if you're in that situation, feel free to give us a call, 202-393-3320, or send us an email, info@dkllp.com. We'll get right back to you with some great information and try to help you plan that, try to help you answer that question. Thanks.